Good morning. This is the video for class 11th, and the chapter which we are starting today is rotational motion. So this video will be dedicated to the introduction of the rotational motion chapter. So first of all, we would like to discuss what we have already studied or what we have studied till now in our ninth class related to the motion of any particle, and then we will move to our topic, that is rotational motion. So what we have studied, we have always studied it till now that motion of a single particle is considered to related to a point mass. Means whenever we have studied about a motion or the frame of reference concept or a motion linear motion concept and the physical quantities which are related to the linear motion. So those physical quantities we have studied according to we have considered a particle as a single particle, means what, who is having a mass which is a point mass. Okay, but in this chapter what we will do, we have extended the part. Okay, and in what sense we have extended the part, we have extended the motion of a system of the particles. Means what, now we will study the concept or other concept which are related to the rotational motion of a body. Means in this chapter we will gonna have analogy between a linear motion and a rotational motion. Whatever the concept we have studied till now in the linear terms, okay, or whenever a body considered a single point mass particle, and other concepts like displacement, distance, speed, velocity, and acceleration. So all these concepts were related to a point mass particle. Now what we will study these all these criteria or all the physical terms, but in a system, for a system of particles, where we will consider the system is made up of small mass particles, and they combine together to frame a system. So next is we will study about the term of a rigid body concept. Means whole this rotational motion or the motion of any system which is doing uh, combined type of motion, or we can say planar motion, okay, in which the motion is translational also, or in which the motion is rotational also. So in that case what we consider a particle or a system of particle as a rigid body. So what are the characteristic of a rigid body? Rigid body can be of a definite size. Means if a body is having its definite size, a definite shape. Means what, if suppose we are considering any two points in the body, suppose a point A and a point B, and the distance of point, both the points are, suppose the distance is d. Now what we will apply an external force to this body. And if suppose the d doesn't changes on the application of F external, means what, if we are applying any sort of force which is in the external parameter, and if we are applying this force on this body, and the distance between the 2 points which we have taken random, okay, and the d is not changing, or this does not changed after the application of F external also, so these kind of body are considered as rigid bodies. Now the comes next term comes out to as a system. System means what, a system of particles intersecting with one another. Means what, if suppose if I am considering this body as a system, so what are the characteristic this body should have, so that I can call it as a system. Means this body should have the different particles, or of their having their own masses, and they combine together, and if they are intersecting with each other, and then what we it will visualize, we can visualize it as a system. So next is there are kinds of motion for rigid body. Means if a rigid body is doing or displacing from its position, so it can be of three types. So basically the kinds of motion of a rigid body are translated in three types. One is pure rotational, or another is pure translational, and the third is the combined, means rotational plus translational. So now what we will see, we will see in detail what is pure translational, rotational, and the combined kind of. So if I talk about the pure translational, here you can see I have taken a inclined plane on which I have kept a body, and I have taken a two random points A and B on this body, okay, in this system or any object, okay. And what the object is doing, the object is declining, it's coming down towards the ground with a certain velocity, and this is the angle of repose or the inclined plane, okay. So what is translational motion? First of all, the translational motion is in such a motion, means every particle of the body travels the same linear distance in a given time interval, okay. If you can see the first figure, it is showing the pure translational motion of a block diagram on an inclined plane. So further means I have written translational rectilinear and curvilinear. Means what, if the paths of the particle are a straight line, if you can see, if the object is displacing from its one position to another position, and the path of the displacement is a straight line, okay, so in that case the translational motion can also be subcategorized as rectilinear translational motion. And if you can see the two paths displacing from its position, but the path is not a straight line, it is a curved line, so this motion is said to be as curvilinear translational motion. So basically, the if the objects are not changing, the distance between A and B points is not changing, but the path of the displacement is changing, rather to a straight or to curvilinear. The both types are called as rectilinear or curvilinear, but both are subcategory of a translational motion only. So this kind of motion can be called it as pure translational motion. Next comes out as pure rotational motion. Now this is for pure rotational motion. So first of all, what is a pure rotational motion? So in such a motion, what happens, a rigid body rotates about a fixed axis, okay. So first point is, what a rigid body should rotate about a fixed axis, and every particle moves, or every particle of the body moves in a circle, whatsoever point I am taking. Suppose I am taking A and B, and they should move in a circle. And what else, which lies in a plane perpendicular to the axis. Means, if suppose the point I am taking A and B, this plane should lie perpendicular to the axis to which axis, the axis on which the whole system is rotating, okay, and has its center of the axis. There should be a center of the axis through which the axis should pass. So if this kind of motion is happening, so you can call it as a pure rotational motion. Means, always remember, no, one thing we have to keep in our mind, the angular velocity, the omega of all the particles is the same irrespective of the distance from the axis of rotation. What is omega here, which term I have used? Omega is, you can call it as, it is an analogy between the linear velocity and the angular velocity. Whatsoever role the v is playing, v is what, the linear velocity with which a object moves in a straight line, okay. So similar role is played by the omega in a rotational motion, where omega is the angular velocity with which the whole system revolves around a axis of the rotation. So what is the note which we need to keep in our mind? The angular velocity, that is omega, of all the particles, whatever the particle, if I am taking, in this condition I am taking A and B, I can take any other particle also. So all the particles in the same, the omega should be same irrespective of the distance from the axis of rotation, whether the r1 is greater than r2 or whether the r2 is greater than r3, whatsoever the relation between the distance, the omega should be remain equal for all the particles. So this is all about the pure rotational motion, okay. In more general cases of the rotation, one point or the not one line on the axis, rigid body is fixed, okay. We cannot fix key a point at this point the body should revolve, or that this point the axis should be fixed. Means the rotation can be in either way, but whatsoever the omega or whatsoever the angular velocity the system is taking, so that omega will remain equal or same for all the particles which is constituted in it, okay. And the last type of motion is a combination of the translational and rotational motion, that is also called as planar motion, that is combined form. So this is the diagram of the planar combined T plus R, that is translational plus rotational. So what is happening here? We have taken an inclined plane which is inclined at an angle theta, and I have taken a circular body which is doing the rolling motion. Means basically we can say a rolling motion is the best example of a planar motion. Why? Because in that a rotation is also happening. Means if I will consider two particles, that is A and B, they are moving from one position to another position in a translational way as well, and they are rotating at their own point or their own axis. So they are doing the rotation motion as well. So for example, when a cylinder rolls down on an inclined plane, its motion is the combination of translational rotational about a fixed axis. So as the cylinder shifts from the top to the bottom of an inclined plane, the point which we have taken, okay, suppose this A, B, and this C point and the D point, as you can see I have taken on a rolling cylinder, have different velocities at a particular instant of time. If you can see, I have drawn the diagram, or I have drawn that arrow which is actually denoting the velocities. A and B are moving in this direction, whereas D is tangentially upward and the C is tangentially backward. So if the cylinder were to roll without slipping, means if the cylinder is rolling without a slipping, so the velocity of the point of the contact, means which is the point of the contact, that is C. So in this condition it would be 0, Okay, so for any instant of time, there are two things which we need to keep in our mind whenever we are talking about a planar motion or a combined motion. So the motion of a rigid body which is not pivoted or which is not fixed in some way or either, it is a pure translational or a combination of translational and a rotation motion. Second thing which we need to keep in our mind is the motion of a rigid body which is pivoted or a fixed in some or way, it is rotation. Okay, so means if we want a body to be do a pure rotational motion, it should be have a pivoted point. And if we want a body do either a translational or a combination, so it is not required any pivoted point in that. So this is all about the kinds of motion of a rigid body. In the next concept we will start the video from the concept of center of mass.